what is the difference between conditional consciousness and pure consciousness? Does memory play a role in conditional consciousness? Conditional consciousness is part of the subtle body, referred to as chit. Your subtle body has 4 aspects: manas, buddhi, chit, and ahankar. All these 4 put together is called Sukshma Sarira. These are all basic definitions you should keep in mind. Pure consciousness is the self in you, or the Sakshi, the witnessing self in you, is what is referred to as pure consciousness. What is this conditioned consciousness and pure consciousness now? First difference is this: conditioned consciousness is part of the subtle body, which means conditioned consciousness is a thought. The moment we say subtle body, it means thoughts. Those thoughts were classified into different sections. And the thoughts which is of similar group together, all these indiscriminate thoughts grouped together, called as mind, manas, random thoughts. Then your discriminated thoughts, you consciously bring the thought, that is intellect, which is referred to as thinking ability. That is buddhi, intellect. Now, analysis, reasoning means you have different types of reasonings. You have right reasoning, you have wrong reasoning, perverted reasoning, then you have induction, deduction, etc. All this will fall into the category of discriminated thoughts. This is called buddhi. Then you have another thought, which cannot be classified either as mind or as intellect. There are 2 thoughts they found. Those 2 thoughts were called as chit and ahankar. Few thoughts can be grouped. The grouped thoughts were referred to as mind and intellect. Then there are 2 individual thoughts. You cannot say it is mind, or you cannot call it as intellect, but it is a thought. What is this? That is, I know. I am aware of the sound. I am conscious of the sound. I know the sound. Right? That I know, which is unique, isn't it? That's a thought, which is conditioned by the sound. A thought that is conditioned by various perceptions, various things. But essentially, there is one thing which keeps claiming that I know, I know, I know, I know. Where are you going to classify it? You cannot say it is not a thought. Of course, it is a thought. Only difference is what? That thought gets colored by various things. Sometimes you say, I know your name. Sometimes you say, I know the direction. Sometimes you say, I know engineering. I know the name is different, sound is different, engineering is different. All 3 are different. But one thing is common. What is it? No, no, no. Right? Then there is another thing which arrogates all that to I, that I thought and no thought. So whenever you say I know, there are two thoughts in it, not one thought. It is two thoughts. It's a mix of two. This is my body, my pen, my family, mine, mine, mine. Something is claiming, no? Certain things as mine, certain things are not mine, isn't it? That's the first thing we teach a child. The child will not know what is his and what is not his. They think everything is theirs. First tutoring we give is this is yours. This is not yours. But what Vedanta says is there is something in you which claims things as mine. Can you call it as discriminative or indiscriminative? It's neither. It is not a desire. Indiscrimination may be finding it difficult for you to understand. Okay, you take it as mind means what, sir? Likes and dislikes, emotions, desires. These are the three things. Now, mind thought, is it like or dislike? Is it an emotion? What emotion is that? Nor can you say it is the discriminated thinking. It's neither this nor that. Similarly, that knowing I am conscious of, I am aware of. You say all these three terms when you use I know, knowing, awareing, conscious. Immediately you have to ask this question of what? Anytime you use that awareness in you, that awareness of yours, the consciousness of yours, that knowing of yours gets conditioned by something. That conditioned awareness is what is known as conditioned consciousness. Conditioned knowledge is what is known as conditioned consciousness. Like when you see that sofa, you're not seeing only sofa, you're seeing sofa plus light. Table is different, sofa is different, chair is different, cupboard is different, but it is the same light which is lighting all this. Now, what you are seeing is the conditioned consciousness. When you remove the conditionings and hold that consciousness, it's called a pure consciousness. You're able to see that table, you're able to see that chair, you're able to see that sofa, etc. because of light. If there is no light, you cannot see anything. So you know so many things, you are knowing all these things. How you are able to know all that is because of something which is enabling you to know. That knowing principle is the pure consciousness. So when the consciousness gets conditioned by a thought, that becomes conditioned consciousness. Remove the thought, you will have unconditioned pure consciousness. So what are that you have? You have various emotions, desires, likes and dislikes. Then your thinking ability, whatever that ability is. Then you have this capacity to know things. You are aware of things. You register so many things. All that. That is conditioned consciousness. Then something in you which arrogates, that is my knowledge. This is my desire. This is my thinking. What I believe in is. My opinion is this. Say that mind which is arrogating all this functioning to itself is called ahankara, ego. Don't take it as arrogance here. These four aspects put together is called Sukshma Sharira, subtle body. This is the first one. The second question is, does memory play a role in conditioned consciousness? No. Memory is not conditioned consciousness. Memory is part of your mind. Memory is again a thought stored in your mind, supposed to be accessed by your intellect. Memory is stored in the mind. Storing and retrieving is supposed to be done by the intellect. But is the intellect doing it is a different question. That depends on the strength of your intellect. If your intellect is strong enough, it will know what is to be stored, what is not need to be stored, and what is to be retrieved, what is that which need not be retrieved.